Hi guys, welcome to AI for Beginners episode 3, and today I'll show you how to create your own knowledge base. In this video, I'm going to show you my theory on how I use my own knowledge base and how I would implement them, on how it is important for me and how it can make your lives easier too. I'm going to keep this as simple as possible and beginners friendly, so please feel free to skip the parts that you already know. Now, what is a knowledge base? So basically, it is just a collection of data. It might look something like this, or it may look something like this. Now, my knowledge base is kind of outdated. There's a lot of stale data, but I've been seeing a lot of people try to rely on their AI with some sort of a memory system. What do I mean by that? Okay, a great example of that is somehow like this. So I was talking to my Hermes agent and I just said, okay, I paid for my gym membership on the 27th. So it should basically know what month it is and everything. And then it replied, awesome, getting fit, huh? And Hermes agent has its own memory system, so I felt that it should have remembered things. But on the next month, like this month, I asked, when did I pay for my gym membership? And it said, I don't know. Because we all know Hermes agent tries to remember important stuff based on what you were saying. So let's say, for example, like this, what if a more crucial data comes in and I ask my Hermes agent to remember it, but it didn't deem that this data would be useful. That if you actually forget what date you paid for the membership, then it is really gone. Now, what I've thought of is having a memory system that I can actually see. So this is an example of, let's say it's a bad drawing, but an example of my own knowledge base. So let's say I asked the AI to remember my gym membership. I asked my AI when did I pay for the gym membership, and then it would take a look at my knowledge base. How would I ask my AI to put a data on my knowledge base? I'll just ask it to put some text inside a markdown file, just like this one. It is a metadata for this video, so I just ask it to how to create your own knowledge base, but for sure I'll be changing the title for this video. So this video is for two types of people. For those who already have a lot of files, just like this one, where you, let's say for example, you're a student and you're also a freelancer, so you have accumulated a lot of data from your high school to college. And then let's say you have another folder for managing your clients, your personal projects, and for example, content. I mean, I don't know who this guy is, but yeah. And another one for people who are starting clean. Folder and file system like these ones. So it's practically empty. Now, what's wrong if I ask my AI if I already have a bunch of files like this? So let's say I ask, what projects do we have today? So the AI doesn't have any context on what projects you're gonna be doing today. So what is the AI gonna do? It is gonna read every single thing here. Or another example is that since you mentioned projects, it will just read this file and just read this portfolio or meal planner. I mean, that's kind of tedious, right? I mean, we'll have a hard time managing our knowledge base, and I think it would be pretty much a waste of time just explaining everything again to the AI. Now, what I would actually do with my knowledge base, you can create an index.md. It is the same folder as this one, but what would index.md do? So have a look again at this folder structure and then take a look at what you'll write on the index.md. So basically, you'll be mapping every single folder and you'll just be filling context in that index. So let's say, for example, you don't really want to name your folder into something like second year current. I mean, it just looks bad. So for the AI to have enough context, you just describe what school is, what clients is, what content is, what personal project is, and if possible, you can add logs. I'll explain this a bit later on. So in that way, the AI could have an easier time managing your own data. Okay, so let's say, for example, I ask my AI agent, what did I do last semester? So like sometimes if you're using a cheaper model, it will just read somewhere here, somewhere here, somewhere here. But if you have a powerful model, I guess that doesn't matter, but still it would save a little bit of tokens maybe. But let's say for example, I had another folder or maybe file, something like this, and then I ask that question, it will automatically route to that question. And the question was, what did I do last semester? See, you won't be confusing your AI as much as possible. Now, let's say, for example, you are starting clean. So I guess this is where you can start building your own knowledge base and not basing it off of other people. Because we're also different. We do have different things to do in life. So let's say you're only doing school for now. So start with school, start with your projects, start with the subjects, right? Let's say you are a creator. AI can somehow help you create or manage your workflow or somehow make it easier for you. Now, I don't really use the draft description, the titles. I just create my own. The reason why I created this video is because this is a prerequisite of another video I am making, which is for people who are doing TikTok affiliate. So watch out for that video soon. Now, yeah, let's get started implementing this. Okay, just search Obsidian and then just click this link, obsidian.md, and then get Obsidian for Windows, or it doesn't matter if Mac or Linux, just download it for Windows. After it's installed, just click next, and then just download it wherever you want. And then you'll be greeted with something like this. Now we can create a new vault. A vault is something like a folder, just like a big folder, just like this one. I'm just gonna name this tutorial, and then you can change the location. Just click browse, and then I'll just put this on the temporary folder in mine. And then if I click create, it should create a new folder. So we have again two ways of creating knowledge bases. Number one, if you already have the data, you can just ask the AI agent to copy everything and move it to this folder. Or you can just move the folders yourself. Okay, so let me just give you a small tutorial on how to use not Hermes, but Obsidian. Just click plus, and then this is a new note. Say what's up. So basically, you could just add words in this. Markdown has their own syntax, so if you don't know, you can just Google it or just ask the AI to do it. So one thing that's really good with Obsidian is it can link things. What do you mean by that? So let's say this is my surname. I can link my surname. Paul's surname is with these types of brackets. See? So they're now linked. But I won't be teaching you that in this video. We're just gonna keep everything simple, as I've said. Now, I'll just change my Hermes agent to dark mode since it's much easier in my eyes. Now, if you want to get a free Memo, just watch the video before this. So first, we're gonna give the Hermes agent a context on where our knowledge base is. So just look for this folder, and then you can copy it, and then just paste it. Then I could just type, this is my knowledge base. So Hermes agent is gonna remember this one, but we'll have to create a skill later on so that we could just mention our knowledge base every time. So this would serve as your memory, more of like a long-term memory. Now, I did do some things on my Hermes, that's why it's showing some other things. But yeah, let's get started with editing these with Hermes. Okay, so I just ask it to create some fake info like school data, client data, and logs also. So we'll just have to wait till it's done. So yeah, this is what happens when you use cheaper models, but yeah, let's just give it a little bit more context. I mean, it is creating some random stuffs here like school reports, logs, but it hasn't done anything to put on these folders. So I'll just okay, so it deleted the .obsidian, which is not something that you should do. That's why I always have to advise that you should check whatever the AI has been doing. Okay, so now it just added the .obsidian. So let's say, for example, you're creating your own knowledge base. You can just ask the AI to create a knowledge base itself. Okay, well, that's embarrassing. Okay, so I don't know what Mimo is doing to me, but it created .json files instead of .md, so you should also watch out for that. Okay, so it might create some index already for you, but these are the fake files that I'm mentioning, so it would be just like this one. Now it depends on what you actually do with your life, but yeah, you can just ask your Hermes agent to, hey, create some fake logs and then map out an index for me on each folder. So in that way, we can add another index here on the schools. And then, I mean, the AI shouldn't go through all of these and it would just go through a single index. So let's just wait for Hermes agent to finish this. And we also have logs here because let's say we mentioned something like, hey, we did something last month ago. And then it would check all of the logs, like everything, so that you can. I mean, I do think it is a great thing. So let's say it depends on you on whether you actually add an index for this. But oh, as you can see, it automatically added some things when you ask it on Hermes agent. But as you can see, we have an index here which mentions server logs. So basically, this is just a way for your AI to not get lost in what you were doing. Okay, so we finally have our index. Let's say this one. So it just created its own index. Of course, you can create your own. Maybe you just wanted to type things on your own, but the most important thing is you can read it. Come on, if it is important data, you should really be taking your time, taking a look at what these mean. See, it's very easy to map on. If you take a look, let's say I want to check the schools index, and then I want to take a look at this thing. I want it to go back. So this is not a tutorial on the best Obsidian or whatever best knowledge base. This is a tutorial on how you can create your own that works for you. Now, there's also one big benefit for me, which is I use a lot of coding agents to review some things. Maybe I wanted Claude Code to edit my or audit my script for this video. Maybe I want open code. Maybe I want Mimo code. Maybe I want codex. Now you can either just end the video here or leave, or we can test whether it really is working. So I currently have my own knowledge base, which is what I said was a mess earlier, but I guess it still works. I'll figure it out later on with whatever Fable or GPT 5.6 all. But we're just gonna go to that directory, which is cd, change directory, and then I'm on Paul's wiki right now, right? Now I am gonna be putting up PyCoding agent, open code, and Mimo code. for this one because we already know that Codex and Claude is powerful, so we'll just use cheaper models for now. Now let's ask Mimo Code, do you know what is my video 11 and what is it about? I'm gonna paste this prompt to all of my agents. So yeah, so I sent this on Mimo Code. Oh wait, you can copy this. Nice. And then I'll also ask open code. I would also ask my Pi coding agent, which is the same Mimo. Now Mimo code has its own memory, but it would read my wiki, of course, my knowledge base. Now you can do this absolutely with anti-gravity too. So let's honestly just try 3.6 flash height. I haven't tested Gemini 3.6 flash, but so as you can see, it is reading the map. Oh yeah, it is much more faster than others. My video 11 is different. I forgot what my video 11 is about, but all of my agents remember. So you can be pretty creative with it. Like you can add your own workflows. Like workflows is just, let's say for example, auto edit the silences in this video. It is just like this one. It's more of like a skill, but since I use a lot of coding agents, I'd rather have it on another folder. So skill is just like a really big instruction for your agent. So for the one last final touch, can you create a skill so we can access the knowledge base together? Why? So that your Hermes agent could permanently remember it. Now it can put your knowledge base on its memory. It's still better to have this as a skill. You see, as I've said, a skill is an instruction. So every time you say knowledge base, your Hermes agent is gonna remember what instructions or what it needs to do to access your files. Also, because Hermes built-in memory is limited to 2,200 characters, which is like just how many characters you could put in this page, for example. So Hermes built-in memory is just like this one also. So you should be a little bit more careful because it is more of like a short-term memory. Okay, so now it's done. Feel free to create your own. As I've said, it is your own agent. You basically own this thing. So let's create a new session. To be honest, I'll just use DeepSeek V4 Flash for now because it is much faster for this video. So if I ask the Hermes agent, since it still has the knowledge from its short-term memory, we can ask, do you know my knowledge base? Again, one big tip is that Hermes has bugs on it UI, so you just need to click it again like this. So the agent already knows your knowledge base. See, it's on the temp tutorial. But if it somehow forgot, just mentioning knowledge base would be able to help your agent remember it has a skill. And you can also access it via doing slash knowledge base. See, slash knowledge base, and then, hey, now you know my knowledge base. See, if you fire up the knowledge base, it will just show this thing. So important, reusable knowledge base skill. So use when accessing navigating Paul's Obsidian knowledge. I guess it already knows me, and then it accesses the temp tutorial. See? Now, another tip is you need to start small. Just don't create some random BS data about, or just create folders that would work for you. So by that, we already have our own knowledge base. Now, your knowledge base can also be helpful for times like these. So I'll be creating a TikTok affiliate workflow where you can track your TikTok views and which products perform the best. And we can also check the competitor analysis, but I'll still have to do some research since I haven't been in the TikTok affiliate scene for like quite a long time now. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. All the future tutorials, all the future workflows would be based on Obsidian, not on Notion. But if you want me to create specific videos for this specific things or this and that, feel free to comment. thanks for watching this tutorial. Have a great day.